Availability is an ability. And with Jamal Murray not available yet again, what does that mean for the Nuggets championship chances? We're diving into that question right now. All right, Nuggets Nation, Nuggets fans, what's up? How you doing? Probably not great, right? Because I'm not, after what the Nuggets have done in their last four, and that's over when it comes to wins. Big fat goose egg win the win column over their last four games. The latest, well, Friday night in San Francisco against the Golden State Warriors, who they had beat 9 straight times. That streak came to an end. Then you go to Sunday night's game, coming back home, looking for a little home cooking and feeling right. And they lose that game to the Indiana Pacers. We can talk about those games, but the story that I want to talk about, it actually came before the Indiana Pacers game. And it was when head coach Michael Malone, I'm going to pull up the tweet so I can get this right, told the reporters at the pregame press conference, quote, "When it comes to Jamal Murray, it's been a weird one. It was day to day, and the next thing you know, it's not day to day anymore. Hopefully, he's able to come back by the playoffs," end quote from Michael Malone. All right, so reason to worry, right? Your antenna should have just went up if you're a Nuggets fan, because you know, just like I know, that if the Nuggets do not have Jamal Murray, they have absolutely no chance of winning an NBA championship. It doesn't matter if Joker has another 60-point triple-double. He had a 40-point triple-double Sunday against the Nuggets. How'd that work out for him? So without Jamal Murray, they have zero chance to even getting back to an NBA Finals. They don't have a chance to get back to the Western Conference Final without Jamal Murray. So how serious is this injury? Well, he's going to miss a handful of games if he misses these final 3, which why wouldn't he? And we know that Malone had been staggering some, rest nights with guys. I don't know if that's the right word, right? The NBA, I'm sure, would hate to hear me say that, of staggering like planned rest nights, but there's an injury attached to the player's rest night, so they can't be fined by the NBA. I thought that was the case. Hey, you're just giving Jamal a bunch of time off. If you win some dang basketball games, the Nuggets would actually be in a position where by the end of the regular season, which is next Sunday, 6 days from when we're recording this, they would have or could have had 6 to 7 days off because of the play-in tournament. Well, now the Nuggets might be playing in that play-in tournament because of the way they are. So before we dive too deep in what's going to happen down the stretch in the regular season, let's just talk about Jamal here for a second. It's another hamstring injury. Now, injuries happen, right? In football, I always say it's just a matter of time. It's 100% injury rate in pretty much all professional sports. Only a matter of time and how serious the injury is or is not. So Jamal Murray, over the last 5 years, he has been healthy for the bulk of the season. And I say bulk, that means he's played 65 games or more in the regular season and then been healthy and available for the postseason run. You know how many times he's done that in the last 5 years? Go ahead, take a guess. Yell at your computer right now. Wrong. The answer is once. Once. Maybe you had it right. I shouldn't have yelled wrong. Once. And guess what they did in that year? They won the NBA championship. Coincidence? I think not. Just like I said, when he's right, he is the best Robin that Nikola Jokic's Batman can get on this team currently. When he's not right, which is 4 out of 5 years, well, he leaves this team in a very, very tough situation. And now he's putting him even a more difficult situation because his extension is going to kick in next year at $208 million over 4 years. And what if you still deal with these injuries? So there's a couple of ways that you can look at this. If you're a Jamal defender, looking at you, Jake Shapiro. Now he's got to respond back on his podcast. We're like battle rapping in podcasts. If you are a Jamal defender, then you're going, oh man, the guy's got the worst luck of all time. Yeah, you're telling me it's got to be the worst luck in the history of sports if you can't stay right for 4 out of 5 years. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you have a little ground to stand on. Maybe. You'd have to do some real convincing of me for me to believe that. Or perhaps, and this is probably where I'm coming from, I think the majority of you are coming from, he's still not doing something the right way. And is that just sleep? Something as simple as sleep? I know Jamal's a video game guy, and I'm not knocking that. I play video games myself. But I will tell you this. When I worked inside of that organization, there were some rumblings about, I don't know if I really like Jamal's sleep patterns or schedules or things he's doing away from the basketball court. I don't work there anymore, but I would imagine those same rumblings are happening there about one Jamal Murray. When something continues to happen over and over again, right? Let's say you're a person that changes jobs every year, every other year. Perhaps you change your friend group every year or every other year. You know what there is? In every single one of those instances, you know what there is? There's one common denominator, and it's you. It's you. You're the problem. So can I look at Jamal and go, hey, what's the common denominator here for a guy that can't play more than 65 games in a regular season and never be healthy for a postseason except for once, and they won the world championship at that time? Well, guess what the common denominator is? It's you. Jamal, it's you. You're the common denominator. So why don't I start to look at you? Why aren't you changing something? Why aren't you changing your conditioning? Why aren't you changing what you do in the offseason? Why aren't you changing what you do after games? You know what Nikola Jokic did before he won all those MVPs? He went from being a guy that shows up and shoot around, gets his workout in with the trainers when he has to, and then takes his butt home. And now you know what he does? I don't even know how many people realize this. Joker plays in a basketball game. He's the best player on the floor in the basketball game. And then he takes his butt upstairs or downstairs if they're on the road, and he does an hour-and-a-half workout. But in his words says, that gets me ready, start to be ready for the next basketball game. He also cut out, he was like Rod Farva for a little while, and he was drinking a liter of colas every day. He cut that out, which that helped too. I don't know what Jamal's habits are off the court. Eating habits are off the court. But what I do know is he's not taking his butt upstairs and working out with Joker after every single game. So he's not doing everything that he could do to keep his body right. And I don't know about you or how you operate, but I would like to think that if a company invested $200 million in me, I'd want to prove them right. I'd also have some self-pride about who I am as a basketball player. I mean, hell, I'm a chucklehead radio broadcaster, and I'd like to think I have a little bit of pride about what I do for a living, and I want to be good at it for me, not for Matthew or for my company, for me. I want to be good at it for me because I take this serious. Now, here comes the YouTube comments about me not being good at this. That's okay. That's what YouTube comments are for. But where's that for Jamal Murray? Where's that sense of pride of like, hey, this is who I am. I'm a baller. I play basketball for a living. Go out there and play basketball. So what is he doing or really not doing to keep his body right? Why is it always you, Jamal? Why is it always your hamstring? It just screams out of shape and not taking conditioning seriously enough for me. That's how I feel about it. There are another couple things with this real quick. Who steps up? Let's say Jamal can't go. Say he misses several games, 1 or 2 games during the postseason run. Who fills that void? No, the answer is not Michael Porter Jr. We scream at him for not being good enough more often than not. Can it be Aaron Gordon? Well, AG, you tell me what that calf feels like, and I'll tell you how comfortable I am saying you're the guy to fill that void. Because he's proven it, right? Aaron's had 25, 30-point nights. He's had nights where he makes 4 or 5 threes. But then he also has nights where he scores 8 and misses 4 or 5 threes. So which version shows up? And then there's also this to the Aaron Gordon side of it is that's not who he is. He's not Orlando Aaron anymore. He's here to guard the best player on the other team and finish a couple dunks at the rim when the Serbian basketball god lobs one up for him to slam down. What about Christian Braun? You see what Christian did against the Pacers on Sunday? Christian went 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. He went 3 for 3 from the three-point line, and he went 12 for 16 from the field. That is efficient. He had a career high 30 points. Now, can I rely on Christian to do that every single night? Not right now, I can't. Not right now. But as he starts to get a little bit more comfortable into his game and who he is as a leader on this team and not a role player anymore, maybe you can rely on 20 to 24 every night from Christian Braun. Again, go back to that Pacers game. Watch the fourth quarter. I don't know if it was Coach Malone, Joker, or perhaps just himself that told him you need to be a bigger piece in this game. That dude started to take control of the game. If it wasn't Joker scoring, it was Christian like a damn bull in a china shop running dudes over on his way to the rim. So it might be Christian. I just don't know if that's soon enough to be this year. The real answer is nobody fills that void. Jamal Murray's playoff performance and the way he picks it up, what he did that year they won the championship, his points per game went up 8 from the regular season to the playoffs and the finals. 8 points a game. That's a huge difference. It was the biggest jump in NBA history from regular season point production to postseason point production. So if he can do that, Christian, have that sort of similar rise in the postseason, then yeah, he can fill the void. I'm just very, very hesitant to say he can do that this year, but CB would be the one. And then lastly, I don't know if I was doing the podcast quite then, but I was doing the radio show this last year with Brandon Stokely before me and my man C started doing our thing. And I feel like I was the only one saying this. And I was saying it because of the situation and position that Jamal Murray has put us in right here, right now. Calvin Booth, he's already out, right? Calvin Booth's not coming back, guys. I want to tell you it's 100%. It's 99.9. He's not coming back. Calvin Booth should have gambled. He made a $208 million bet on Jamal Murray's body. And as of today, it looks like he's going to lose that bet. He should have gambled. He should have waited. Nobody wants to be a lame duck and be sitting on a one-year NBA contract, but I bet you could have afforded to feed the family, Jamal, on this year's pay if you didn't get the new contract extension. Calvin Booth took the gamble, and it looks like he's going to fail. 4 out of 5 years, Jamal Murray's not healthy going into the postseason. Why should I believe in the next 4 years of this extension, things are going to change? He's going to be the one that beats Father Time for the first time in the history of Father Time. I'm not taking that bet. And Calvin Booth, I wish you would have thought twice about the bet you made before you extended Jamal Murray. This has been Dover on Denver, and now I'm done.